Greetings, everyone. This is Joanna from Universal Love Light and Heavenly Radiance and all that is beautiful ascension and love and oneness and unity on this very beautiful new moon. And we wanted to bring forward a sacred sound, sacred vocables, and a light language activation. So these are usually shorter videos for those that so require intermittent activations, the clearing of the densities within the multidimensional bodies. That's what sound does. Sound is so very profound in healing and co-creating new, breaking away the densities within the multidimensional fields. My teams were offering to me the other day that sound and the pitch and the tone of the sound affects the mass, and that mass allows it to, the cells and the particles within it, to vibrate. My body already knows that I'm going to be doing sound. Yeah, my body's already doing what it needs to do. Thank you. I have such an amazing body. You know, and this is just the entrainment of your body as a beautiful mechanism of light and beautiful source. So you love your body, you talk to your body with love and grace. Haven't always done that, I'll be honest with you. I'll absolutely be honest, and I've said it in a million of my videos. It's taken me so long to get to this point, and I feel so very blessed. And through the Holy Mother and the Holy Father, the blessing of the Holy Mother today, and we're so grateful. I always set space before we start these sacred intentions. However, just know that you have, it's a good practice, as you know, because your body connects with your voice and your intentions, as you can tell, because I'm offering it as an example every time we commune. Creating your own sacred space, creating your own sacred sanctuary, so that your body and your voice and all that you do and how you move as a fifth dimensional being will begin to synchronize with you before you even say it. Because my body was beginning to synchronize just through my intention to create sound. And so, you know, as you work with your body in this way, as a mechanism of communion and a mechanism of light, you're allowing yourself to create the sacredness of who you are as a multidimensional being, allowing yourself to raise to its infinite potential. And this is what these higher vibrational learnings and teachings that I've been moving through experience and trial and error, also bringing my cosmic wisdoms from other planets that are being activated in my Akasha, my DNA, so that I'm able to offer all that I am and can. And remember, to the human experience, to the human condition, and how we've been conditioned and how to transcend the densities and limitations. And it will be used within science and spirituality, so that we come together as this beautiful harmonization of the highest potential that we're able to be and to reach for. And we say reach in the most curious and fun and pondering way. It's nothing that, you know, has to be done as a goal-setting thing, because that's not the process of ascension at all. It's about the loving joy of communion of who you are, source and spirit, and the flow and the allowance of flow. So our topic today for Sacred Sound, just so that we, for those of you that this is the first time, my teams had offered in my last one, because it's my intention to continue practicing and bringing forth sacred light language. Sacred light language is changing as we change, and it's so, there is no one way to speak light language. Every person that has their unique dialect is meant to be unique. And as we are shifting in such vast, expansive programs of light, every person is working at a different vibrational thread, and their offering is at a different vibrational thread, and each is meant to be that way, because there's many councils and guides and beings that are working with each person to thread those unique vibrations and tones and sounds. So it's meant to be this diverse, as of course humanity is. We're all coming from many realms, we're all coming from many planets, we all have different DNA, and it requires to be activated in different ways. As well as the densities that we're all clearing from humanity and from Gaia. And we're going to do a few Ascension videos today, because there's so much to talk about. This important portal that we're in right now, that we've been offering on our websites. So light language, it's a vibratory song of Source Creator. It's a vibratory song that's held within the DNA that is activated through sacred sounds and light language that is the vibration of Source Creator. My interpretation. Other people might have different interpretations, and that's okay. It's all good. It's all true. But what I know about harmonics, and what I know about the vibration of the Christ consciousness, what I know about the water body that we have, my experiences, and how I've been offered and what I've been offered, these are my interpretations. And it's okay that other people have other interpretations. That's okay. And so The vibratory song in all life, the consciousness of all life, the omnipresent fields, is the vibration, and it's sound harmonics. We come with different dialects based on the DNA that we have, the gifts that we're here to tap into, activate, and enhance for the evolutionary process of who we are as light beings, becoming less and less matter, if you will, and more light. And so our light languages and our dialect and our way that we use words and vibrations will change, because we can see that the vibrations that we've come from, if you will, I'll give you myself for example, the words that I used to use in my 20s and in my 30s, I no longer use because of the vibration. So we can see the difference in vibration. Everything is vibration. Our thoughts are vibrational, our words are vibrational, the sounds and the tones and the songs. So understand that we're a multidimensional being of dynamic intellect and light, especially with these profound summer energies. We're being activated for those greater light programs to then come online, if you will. That's when we feel those releases coming through the chakras in our bodies, and our mental body, our mental template, the emotional template, the physical, and the etheric, all templates of experience. And those templates of experience need to be cleared and cleansed, if you so desire. It's always free will. And so light language assists in so many things, because we are multidimensional, we are light beings, we are energetic vibrational beings. The matter of our body requires harmonics for us to evolve. It simply does. It's like the light. We need the sun. You know, the sun is the source, creator, mother, father, all in one, where all the programs for the entire universe are fanned out at divine timing through the divine source creator, the divine will, the divine mind. And the various heavenly councils, the programs of light, then disperse those for the various light programs, the very life programs. And it's a fanning out process, and there's beings and councils, and through their excitements, that's their responsibilities to ensure that the right speed, the right oscillation, the right wisdom, intelligence, enlightenment are all maintained through the divine higher will and divine mind. So it's all alignment of that divine program of light and evolutionary programs that we're moving in the middle of. So part of my role was to come and inspire, ignite, and activate higher light programs and wisdoms through the human experience, and why I've gone through everything I've gone through, so that I could operate and bring together only my interpretation, you know, and harmonize this amalgamation and this culmination of all of my personal experiences in my soul group, because I have a soul group and oversoul that I'm calling in all these wisdoms and informations from, because I choose to live as a soul, not an individual being, if you will. And so, and therefore, I'm able to access the experiences from my soul's perspective and offer it on the collective perspective. And then in these spaces, we call in the collectives, the Elohim, the Christ consciousness, the ascended masters and archangels, Lord Melchizedek, the brotherhoods, sisterhoods of light, all of the programs that are within the universal omnipresence that we all operate within and within, other planets, different realms, different bodies. And so if you're attracted to these experiences, if you're attracted to the higher vibrational learning, the higher vibrational potentiation that you have as a being, then we take ourselves to explore all that we exist within, what exists within us, and who we are really as magnificent, omnipresent beings. And it will require light and sacred frequencies of harmonics to activate, to clear, to cleanse, to harmonize into new into new programs of light, if you will. I've got a record player there, and you can see on the 33 record that there's lines of vibration in the record. And it's no different as to how sound and harmony allows us to move in a beautiful harmony pattern. And if there's a little nick on that record, then it will skip. And that's what density does. That's what the traumas and the experiences do when we're picking up densities and imprints from others or projections from others. They cause those density blocks where that harmony is not quite in harmony, and that's when imbalance occurs. And so it's really important that we understand the profundity of sound and harmonics and how it's going to be interlaced with everything in our evolution. So our tone today, and for those that are new, I wanted to give that introduction on the ever-growing importance of sound and light language. And so allow yourself to drink plenty of water before, during, and after, to continue the movement of energy, to continue to get lots of playtime and rest time on Gaia, so that your body and the elements of your body, the nutrients of your body, are fed with her. The divine sacred breath that activates intention, and your grounding and anchoring with her is so important in these big energetic times. To give yourself lots of rest, be gentle with yourself as you're clearing and healing. Not to hang on to any stories, releasing the past as often as you can. Anytime a thought comes up from the past, release it, take the experience or lesson in the blessing, and then carry on to your new projection. And so light language will also activate clearings and healings specific to your divine plan. And what I've learned throughout all of my years of ascension is that you're never given any more than you can move through. You have exactly the tools that you need, and the confidence and the wisdom. You have the strength and the fortitude that you have to move through any experience. And trust me, I've been through so much, and I understand that sometimes it's not easy to move through the experiences of so many of the dark nights of the soul that I've experienced. And I want to give them different definitions, because it's just allowing the densities to be cleared, especially if you're an empath and you're a maverick like myself. We've come here to clear the way, and we're taking on a lot of the collective energies too to clear as well. It's not even energies that we've necessarily created, but we've been a part of in the collective, that we're here to create new light. Always transmuting density to light, always transmuting density to light. That's evolution. Bringing your thoughts, your forms, all that you are as a multidimensional being to higher frequency of oscillation and light, which requires new thought patterns. We don't even say thought patterns, it's just new ways of being in existence. And light language allows us to kind of skip over some of those densities, and we don't even have to experience the experience of it, if you will. Allowing ourselves just to be that frequency of light. And so my teams were saying to me when I had finished the session the other day, and I had asked for their feedback and their guidance, and they said it would be nice to include greater light language in the sacred sounds. And so that's what we'll do, because I noticed that the sounds and the way that the video picks up, and in the future I'll have a better sound recording system, and I'll have a little room that I'll do my recording, and I'll have proper microphones and so on. But the microphone doesn't pick up the sounds, but it will be the best that it can be, right? You know, so we're going to include more light language today. And so just know that your teams are with you. Know that the councils of the highest light, all of those beings of the highest frequencies for your highest benevolence, you'll always get activated in the exact amount that is required. It's never any more, and it's never any less. Allow yourself, if you're going through quite a big release, depending on where you're at in your ascension, if you're going through a release, which means the releases are those very emotional experiences that you have, where you're just incredibly emotional. You're crying, you're moving through these past experiences, or someone might trigger you, and it just, a waterfall of, emotions. Those are the releases, which means that you're dealing with core vibrations that are within your bodies that need to come out. And we've said with releases, it's always really good, as Mother Mary pointed out to me the other day, it's always really good to keep a journal and track your acknowledgements of what you're moving through, and just say, wow, I dealt with that really well, or I dreamt about this, and this is what it's showing in my now reality. Because usually your dreams will pull forward those moments where you're learning, you're pulling through the experiences and your wisdoms from all that you've been through, ways that you're changing, so you're standing in your power and your sovereignty. Each and every person on this planet is working on their own sovereignty. We all have different temperaments, we all have different soul blueprints, but we are each regaining and rewriting and reunifying our sovereignty with Source Creator as our oneness. Because our planet is the planet of duality, polarity, separation, segregation, and fear. So that's what we're all healing at various levels and varying degrees based on our blueprint and our oversoul family. And so just know that if you're moving through experiences of deep release, and it's been an emotional time, then to give yourself the time and the space that you need to allow those releases to be done, and feel what you need to feel. Release the stories, but feel the emotion you're meant to feel. That's how you move through it really quickly. It's just to allow the feeling, whether it's fear about dying, whether it's fear of, the attachment issue is really big right now for so many light workers, especially ones that have been on the path for a while. A lot of soul light workers are releasing attachment, and that attachment goes at so many different levels, and we'll talk about that in our next Ascension video. Just from what I've experienced, it's so profound, this attachment issue, and so just allow your body to move through it. And what's really, really important is to be around water as much as possible when you're going through those big releases. So take lots of salt baths twice a day if you have to. Get into the ocean and just soothe. When you're going through a release, it's about soothing, learning how to self-soothe, learning how to be your best guidance and your parent, because the mother, father are with you in those moments. They're with you in every second. But those really deep self-soothing moments is how we begin to self-love and compassion and forgive ourselves and move into this higher frequency of holy light. And so, but in those big releases, let go of having to do that task list of ascension and do all your activations, do all that. Just let it go and allow yourself to surrender into that self-soothing. Because if you compress too much, they've said to me so many times, because I engross myself with learning, and even if I'm exhausted, I'll do more learning. So they're just saying, there is no hurry, there's no rush. Honor every step of the process. Just honor it and soothe it and soak it and be sacred with it. And then you expand in your fullness, as opposed to trying to cram everything in that you think you need to cram in. So today, what we were going to do is, and again, if you come back to a sacred sound or light language, you will get something different, because it's all about layers, right? We're infinite beings. We require different things at different moments. Every moment we're shifting and changing. And so just know that if you go to a light language and I intend to activate a soul gift. I intend to clear. I intend to connect with my chakras. I intend to connect more deeply with my soul team. Whatever it is that you intend, before you listen to it, prepare yourself, and then open and receive. You will receive something different every time that you move through a light language. And that's just the elegance and the intelligence of light. So just know that, to have that as a given, have that as a knowing. You're an infinite being of light. Your soul, your oversoul, all that you are is omnipresence and source. Source and you will call in what you need. Things will be adjusted as you need. So have that as your knowing. As my name is, I am being adjusted and gifted exactly what I need, and I will release exactly what I need. So create those profound knowings of who you are as a higher intelligence being of light. And just allow anything that comes up that's uncomfortable, just to allow it to continue its movement, because you're releasing it for transmutation. I recognize this false belief. I release it to be transmuted. I recognize this lack of self. I release it to be transmuted. I recognize this thought that someone had from me yesterday, and I believed a part of it. I release it. It's no longer mine. So whatever comes up, honor it, acknowledge it, offer yourself the blessing that it's gifted you in the lesson. This is who I am now. That's not my truth. That's somebody else's, not mine. Transmute it. Then you claim who you are in that moment. It's a constant transmutation process. Constant. And why centering within and claiming who you are is that process of sovereignty. We're gaining our oneness and reunification with the Holy Spirit. All that we are is our highest being of magnetized light as our highest. And so the sound that we wanted to offer today is perfect in these beautiful times. I'm just looking at my book here. Is balance. And the sacred sound for they also come with symbols too. So when I get the resources to create all of these healing systems that I'm doing, we're going to create it in a beautiful packaged manner. And that sound for balance. And balance is so really important, because it allows you to, again, what we just talked about, when you're going through really intense times, and they will continue, and accelerated times, is to continue. Balance is so very key to maintain that centering and that grounding within. Balance is that. Balance is your centering and your groundedness, so that you're not being swayed on either realm. And this is, again, goes back to attachment, which we're going to do a whole separate video about, because it's far more expansive than you can imagine. So balance is just your alignment of, okay, I'm not going to get carried away. All these things are rushing up, because what I've been going through the past 6 months have been so intense. Even with every skill I've pulled out of my bag, it's been so intense. And to stay balanced has just been, it's taken every fiber of my being. And balance is so important, that you don't overreact or underreact. It's that state of presence. Presence is fine when you're in a happy state of being, but when you're going through a release, that's a whole other issue. And this is why I've created the healing systems that I've had, because as the body accelerates, as I said, we're going to do another video on this, because it really requires expansion. As the body accelerates and as you increase in light and your cells increase, so too will the incoming energies, which means that you're going to be releasing quicker at a faster pace. And some of these energies that you are releasing and quickening, the transmutation of them are not from this timeline. Most of them are not. They're also from the earth releasing and the negativity and the fear from our planet that we're transmuting. And some of them are not going to be pleasant. They're just not. They're not on the same realm that you've ever thought before or experienced before, because this is the quickening. They are magnified in their amplification. That's the energy of acceleration. And so it's really important to create a system that works for you so that you're maintaining balance when those quickenings and when those releases occur, so that you do maintain, especially for those that have had trauma. Because those that have had trauma have those emotional wounds that don't feel balanced. This is why that we've gone through everything we've gone through. Those that have had traumas have experienced those, far ranges of the infinity symbol. Some have come with very little trauma to clear and they move through life very easy. There's everybody with different experiences. I've moved through traumas, and I'm here to teach the experiences of both ends so that we can allow ourselves to rise to our highest potential, to maintain that balance and that centering, even though we're going through the most profound clearing that we've ever experienced. And then you arise at that higher place of clearing and light, because your body has just released eons of density through all of those traumas. So there is the light at the end of the tunnel, which is where that term comes from, is that you can go through this tunnel of darkness and not know if you're going to come out the other side, but you always will. How you do that will allow you to create and co-create an experience, an ascension path that doesn't have to feel as if you're hanging by a thread. And I've had more than enough days that you can count that I've felt like that. More days. I don't know how to count, doesn't matter. But anyways, you know what I'm getting at. So this is just the process of acceleration. It's not you as an individual that is any different or any out of whack as anybody else, if you will. These are the accelerations. They're the accelerations. We're being activated at a multidimensional level and many, many layers, each of us. Now, depending on what your soul is here to create and co-create an experience, will also determine the depth and the width to which you go through in your releases. And so, it's all an elegant system, and it's a beautiful, elegant design. And that's when you fall into the richness of who you are and really appreciating and self-loving yourself. But the self-love of who you are, that's so important. So any moment that you can, fall into self-love. Open up to the sacred light language, open up to the sacred sound, and just receive love. Be soothed. The Holy Mother, the Holy Father, the highest of the creators of our universe and omnipresence are always available within and without, above, below. All aspects of consciousness, all quantum elegance, the source creator is love. And you have access to it. Call it in and have it live through you. To balance out and smooth out so that you remain centered and you remain balanced. So that's going to be our sound today, is balance. Sorry, we've probably taken it longer than we should have. But it required explaining, because balance is really, really important, especially for these energies we're coming into at the end of the 2020 year. Balance, the word for balance is called Anil. And I'm going to move this back just a little bit so you can see the centering. And the centering occurs right in the very center of your beingness. And just visualize again the pillar of light that's opening up, that runs along your spine. It's a crystalline, beautiful white light, and it runs up and along the spine. And just open your breath through intention. We're calling in the highest frequencies of the Holy Christ and the Holy Creators. We're calling in the highest frequencies of the highest masters and the ascended masters and the rainbow masters of holy light. We're calling in Gaia and all of the frequencies that are connected with Gaia, the Elohim, the Creator Gods, Mother, Father. We're calling in the Christ consciousness and all of the Christ consciousness archangels and the angels of light and sound. We're calling in the Elohim. We're calling in the fairies and the pixies and the gnomes that just love to be with us on the land. We're calling forward all consciousness of all light programs, the Galactic Federation, Councils of Nine. We're calling in the brotherhoods and sisterhoods of light and our healing teams through all facets of all realms, for all that is our light programs and our evolutions of who we are. All those listening now and future now moments, we call in their guides and their healing teams and their sound and sacred light healing teams to activate, to heal, and to clear, and to assist in all the ways that we can, so that we may align with our highest vibration of intention, so that we may align with our highest vibration of who we are as beings of light, so that we accelerate and allow ourselves to become in greater balance of who we are as divine source beings. And we accelerate with joy and excitement of who we are continuing the acceleration of not only the release and the density, but also accelerate our ability to rebalance and be in joy and excitement of who we are. We call in the beautiful sacred beings of holy light and the temple goddesses and gods to assist us in these healing programs as we're reactivating who we are as multidimensional beings, as to our connection with Gaia's grids and our connection with the divine water body of who we are as the Christ consciousness and the Metatronic light programs of us, and our threading within all light programs. We open our divine sacred hearts for the holy creators to be with us in this moment of communion and sacred sharing. We open our hearts and our bodies and our fields so that we are bathed with the holy frequencies of the Christ consciousness from above, below, and all four corners. May our hearts and our fields and our bodies be bathed in the Christ consciousness light, so that any frequencies that are not serving our highest and our best be bathed and released now. The Christ consciousness frequencies of the holy creators of our highest frequencies of healing be bathed on our physical, our mental, our emotional, our etheric bodies, as well as the highest frequencies of sound and light through these frequencies to activate the densities to be moved and transmuted in the highest, most peaceful and most beautiful ways that we are able. The highest ascended masters be with us as we move sound, Archangel Metatron, and the angels of sound and tone through the Holy Mother Father and through the harmonics of the vibrations of all light programs. We create light language and light sound through the frequency that is their vibration of balance, bringing all into our center, bringing all into the centered oneness of who we are as the creator, so that we understand that we are both spirit, that we are both matter, that within breath we can create new intentions. We open up the divine soul star chakra. We call in our individual and unique divine star codes as we anchor these codes, and we anchor this light through our pillar of light, and we ground and anchor through our soul all that we are, through the chakras, through earth, through the sand, through the soil, and we connect with that grid that is in the very center of Gaia's core. We accept with Gaia our oneness. We thank you, Gaia, for your presence here today, and the Holy Mother Father and the creators of holy light. And allow yourself to open in your presence of receiving. Your receiving is your hands being open in any way that you manner. You can move around if you so desire. Feel yourself being grounded to Gaia's song. Feel yourself being grounded to the universal omnipresent light song. Feel yourself freely moving and freely accepting. Release all thoughts and all intentions, if you will, about having your mind to be busy in this way. It's just the receiving of the codes and the receiving of the light. Allow your heart to be opened and softened into your own beauty, into your own excellence. Our vibrational resonance of acceptance today, our vibrational resonance of receiving and allowing today of all that we are as pure divine balance within the holy creators, within our holy omnipresent universe, within our light programs that we so desire to seek within and seek around within all that we are. We seek the creator in all things. We seek the love and joy in all things. We seek our oneness within all things and all beings. Thank you so much, the holy creators and all that is. Mai te shia shia te ke ama makatike fwai shia mama katate sia sia te ka mai e te shia ma ka ha nai sia te ke che nama ati hia hai shia mama katate shia ma a te sia ka mo na ai chia ma te sia ma an te ke fwai ma te shia shia te ka ma te Shana Take Tiama. Shama Te Shama E A. Sho Tikia. Sho Tikia Na. Siatikea Na Tia. Ha. Shana ma tisia siatna ma ne nya ma ne siatike shana na ka tia nai. Shona na shana shamana na katike tiana na he na ma na katike siatike shana ka. Ma tikisham a. Hu ama tisiama tiatike na. Na siatika a ne sia ma itike na. Tia siama na asiatic hoya na ma tia sia tia na tia na tia sia hoya na asiatica hoya tia sia matka na tia sia Hoya ta te shana na ta tia sia ma tia na ti sia na ti sia a. What na ti sia marabak e shat a sia. Hoy na sia seprak a ti sia shana pa na sia te a. Fire na katisha shata ma titiana. Diana na kaya takeshana ishana ikiana yatea matia. Fire na tatisia. Fire na kasiatica. Ha na takesia shasha. Balance, centering, grounding, anchoring, oneness, source creator, the mother, the father, harmonized as one, the soul living through you as divine centered balance. And anchor the new energy and vibration through your body, through your root chakra down to the very soul of Gaia. Thank you, Gaia. Thank you, Holy Mother, Father, and all that is. Thank you so much for these vibrations of love and centering and balancing. Divine grace, thank you. Be balanced and be well.